NartOutHere is showing Vitality Nuke upper split tactic. Vitality throw L smokes at the start of the round, shox will make his way into garage. Meanwhile, ZywOo is trying to get a pick towards heaven and makes his way into secret. While this was happening, Kyojin and misutaaa hold for aggression inside lobby. NAVI doesn't push. The next part of this tactic will set up Vitality to do an upper split by getting yard control. Kyojin smokes lockers from spawn, Apex molotovs outside heaven, and flashes yard for shox and misutaaa to advance up to outside heaven. Once they are there, ZywOo smokes door and flashes site. Him and Apex will enter through main. Kyojin, who smoked lockers, had gone back to lobby solo and will come out hut. Vitality will pinch upper through heaven, main, and hut. NAVI have 3 players upper waiting for the hit, and they are able to kill misutaaa heaven and Apex main, but Kyojin, who comes out hut, doesn't get accounted for by NAVI, gets the trades leading to a 3k. Simple tries coming up the heaven ladder and shox kills him, then drops down to plant the bomb. Bit's left in a 1v3 and he opts to save. NAVI had stacked upper with 3 CTs expecting an upper hit, and despite so they weren't able to hold it, which shows how strong the 3-way prong attack is, similar to your train and mirage splits, which increases T's potential to trade coming from 3 different routes, as you see with Kyojin in this round. By attacking through multiple directions at the same time, the CT's attention might be focused on one area, which will open up another route. This is what makes any type of splits a very strong tactic for the T's. Let's go into the players' POVs. Apex will be splitting upper from main with ZywOo, but first he throws the L smoke that lands towards main. He positions next to this wall. Using the tip of his smoke, he will place it around this area, then jump throw. Alright, so Apex is going to take the tip of the smoke and put it where the red circle was. Just to show you guys, this is the moment right before he throws the smoke. Afterwards, Apex gets on roof where he flashes over towards yard to allow ZywOo to peek heaven. Apex will get on marshmallow and holds credit card. He doesn't spot anyone, and shox will make it safely into garage. Apex will get down from T roof, and it looks like that he's trying to make a mid-round call and maybe trying to micro some players at this point. He will give bomb to misutaaa, and then he's going to get back on the roof where he mollies outside heaven and flashes yard. For the molly, he gets on the edge of the silo, aims as shown, then jump throw. Apex waits a couple seconds before he throws the molly because of Kyojin's smoke taking forever to land. For the flash, he gets on the silo, the top of it, aims here, then W and jump throw. After throwing his nades, Apex will make his way into top main. He waits for his teammates to get into heaven, then ZywOo will smoke door and flash Apex at peak site. However, he gets flashed in return by NAVI. When he recovers, he swings and gets killed by Boomich. ZywOo has the op and he goes outside where he flashes off red to blind anyone going aggressive or holding the position where he's at. He goes back and forth to get information, and then he jumps up on the box when the smokes bloom. He doesn't spot anyone and he makes his way towards red, where he peeks over the L smokes towards heaven as he makes his way into secret. He doesn't go any further at this point, although he could have to sell a lower fake, since you'll see at the end of the round he'll have a Molotov left. He could have Molotov control stairs, but he would need to keep the flash that he first threw off red in order to save it for secret to flash any oppers holding an angle. If ZywOo would have molly control stairs, that might have brought Simple back towards lower, which you'll see later in his POV. ZywOo is going to hold for any secret aggression as his teammates are getting yard control, and when it's time to split, he mollies secret to prevent the flank, and ZywOo will smoke door standing in front of the garage, aims at the yellow door frame, then left click throw. He will follow it up with a flash that he throws off main wall. He will be the second player into main covering Apex and getting the trades. Site gets cleared by his teammates and ZywOo turns to watch a flank. It's a 3v1, so he starts to hunt, but he went a little bit too early as Bit kills him, which then Bit could have gone for it in a 1v2 seeing how early he killed ZywOo with a lot of time left, but he plays it safe and saves. misutaaa will be ending towards heaven with shox, but first he smokes garage. He positions with this fence, aims to the right of this thing here on the marshmallow, then jump throw. Afterwards he heads into lobby and holds a ramp push, while Kyojin is watching lobby. No aggression from NAVI, and misutaaa goes back to get the bomb and heads towards yard. Here comes the part where it could have gone all wrong, which is Vitality have 1 smoke left on ZywOo, and they have him save it for door for the upper split. misutaaa is crossing with bomb to try to group up with shox to get to heaven when main isn't smoked off, and he could have gotten killed there. I think he should have been with shox from the start of the round after he threw his smoke, instead of going back to ramp. misutaaa will make his way up outside heaven, and shox is going to be the entry, however he falls down the rail. misutaaa is going to be the second player in, however that changes and becomes first contact and gets killed by Perfecto Sight. Shox will be entering out heaven. First, he throws a smoke that lands towards a credit card. As part of the L smokes, he positions next to his pole, aims between this pipe and marshmallow line, then jump throw. Afterwards, he makes his way outside, and as he does so, Shox does make some footsteps outside main, which Electronic hears him. I'm not too sure what the timings are with the smokes to see if you have enough time to walk from a farther distance, but that might be something you should test out. Shox will make his way into garage, and as the smokes fade, he waits to see if anyone from NAVI peeks, then he clears garage. Shox will hold this angle here until the next set of nades get thrown, before he advances towards lockers, where he jumps up and advances to heaven, clearing CT as he does so. Shox will get on this railing here, and he peeks heaven as an off angle. However, he falls off the railing and makes a bunch of noise, and his teammates already started entering and splitting upper. He runs into heaven to try to get the trades, however, Kyojin cleans house, and then he turns his attention to ladder and kills Simple. Shox will drop down, pick up bomb, and plant. I'm gonna skip the rest of the POV here as Bit chooses to save. Kyojin is the lobby player, and he will be entering out hut for this tactic. First, he's gonna go inside lobby, blow the door open, and then he goes and holds for the ramp push. misutaaa comes and holds the ramp push, and then Kyojin focuses on watching hut and door push. No aggression from NAVI, and Shox was able to get into garage successfully. Kyojin falls back to spawn the smoke lockers, where he positions with this red circle, aims as shown, then runs 2 steps forward and jump throw. He will then go back into lobby, where at this point, he needs to be careful for any aggression from the CTs that push to get info as a response to Vitality getting air control. Kyojin clears lobby and holds his position, and he waits for his teammates' communication to entry out hut, where he gets a nice 3k. As you'll see, all 3 NAVI players upper have their attention directed elsewhere. This is the potential of the upper split coming from 3 different directions, which increases your trade and frag potential. Afterwards, he mollies hut for the flank, Simple dies ladder, and Bit's left in a 1v3, which he chooses to save, which I'm gonna skip the rest of the POV. Now, I showed Electronic, Boomich, and Perfecto's POVs earlier, and that was right before the split. I just want to show Electronic and Simple at the start of the round. We see Simple starting lower through ramp, and Electronic is main, and he hears the smokes come in. He hears one player running near his smokes, which is most likely Shox, as well as he hears ZywOo scoping in from red. Simple, holding for the secret push, decides to fall back to hell and give up lower. NAVI stack upper with Simple with the fast rotate through to heaven. This is most likely a read and call from hearing Shox run by solo. I'm not 100% certain, but regardless, NAVI had the read onto Vitality. They choose to stay in sight and defend the split, which didn't work out. There are other options which they could have done, which is push lobby in response, which if they cleared it and killed Kyojin, then they eliminate 2 areas, which is door and hut, and they can just focus on main and heaven. Some other options are if Simple was lower still, flash him to peak yard, or retake yard through main, heaven, and hell. The downside to this tactic that I've seen teams run to is the timing on the split, as well as taking too long to run this tactic, where they will run out of time. And as you can see, Vitality run down to about 9-8 seconds before they get the bomb plant down. Also, another problem and issue with running this tactic is you want to be well coordinated and attacking the site at the same time, which Vitality do a really good job. Don't over flash, which Vitality only use 1 flash when they split into upper, so not team flashing. To wrap up, Vitality run an upper split where they attack from 3 routes, heaven, main, and hut, and they pin from 3 areas, making it hard for NAVI to defend. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment. Until next time, NartOutHere, peace.